Listen, I didn't plan on testing something that could get me yelled at by half the internet, but here we are. Because every time I talked about home defense during a blackout scenario, people kept saying the same thing. There's no such thing as an unbreakable trick. And honestly, I agreed. Until I tried something most folks overlook because it sounds too simple to matter. But in a real collapse, simplicity is what keeps you alive. So let me tell you exactly what happened when I tested the so-called unbreakable trick, the one nobody believed would work. It started with a question. How do you keep looters out when the power is gone, the alarms are dead, and you're all your own backup? Everyone imagines Hollywood-style fortresses, barred windows, motion traps, spikes. Calm down, Mad Max. Real survival is quieter, smarter. And after digging through field manuals, old Warzone notes, and a retired engineer's ramblings, I found something so basic it almost felt like cheating. Controlling sound instead of strength. Not fighting the intruder, but forcing their brain to panic long before they reach your door. The idea was ridiculous. Use physics, acoustics, and psychology to create a barrier stronger than a lock. So the trick works like this. You set up a thin line of ordinary glass bottles, yes, bottles, threaded through fishing line at ankle height across the entry points inside the home, not outside where they can see it. The goal isn't to trip them, it's to create an amplified, chaotic, shattered clatter when the line moves even a centimeter. The sound spikes so sharply that the intruder's brain interprets it as immediate danger. And the wild part is the science behind it. The human amygdala reacts faster than conscious thought. Sudden, high-frequency noise triggers a fear reflex comparable to being startled by gunfire. That's not speculation, that's biology. But I didn't want theory, I wanted results. So I simulated a blackout night. No lights, no cameras, just the trick. And let me tell you, even when I knew it was there, walking through that hallway in total darkness was absolutely nerve-wracking. The moment my foot brushed the line, just barely, the bottles rattled so violently that the sound shut up the walls and made my heart rate jump like I sprinted. Imagine being a looter who doesn't know the layout, drowning in adrenaline, suddenly convinced the homeowner is awake and armed. That's the real power here. Fear buys you distance, and distance buys you time. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than formal academic sources. What surprised me most wasn't the noise, it's how long the confusion lasts. When people can't identify a sound, their brain assumes the worst. Studies show unfamiliar noises in darkness trigger the same startle pathways soldiers experience in urban combat. That means the intruder, already terrified of being caught, now believes they've sprung an actual alarm. They freeze, they hesitate, and in survival situations, hesitation is your shield. The trick isn't unbreakable because it physically stops someone. It's unbreakable because it hijacks their survival instincts before they reach you. But I wanted to push it further. What if someone was determined, like really determined? So I asked a friend to simulate a forced entry attempt while I stayed silent. When they hit the line, the bottles erupted in noise, echoing like the house itself woke up angry. They immediately stepped back and yelled, "Dude, what the hell was that?" They thought something had fallen from the ceiling. They thought I was behind them. They thought, well, let's just say none of their guesses involved calmly continuing the break-in. And this is where the trick shines. It buys you seconds that feel like minutes. Enough time to escape, enough time to prepare, enough time to avoid confrontation entirely. Here's the part nobody thinks about. During a blackout or collapse, visibility drops, tension rises, and even trained individuals are more jumpy than usual. Humans are wired for self-preservation, not heroics. If a looter thinks they lost the advantage of stealth, they leave. They don't negotiate with noise. They don't wait to see who's coming, and they definitely don't want to risk the one thing every criminal fears, an unpredictable homeowner in the dark. But the trick isn't just bottles, it's the principle. Create sensory overload in a place where the intruder expects silence. Yes, you can upgrade it with jangling metal parts, tensioned wires, or even reflective surfaces that flicker under lantern light. But the soul of the idea stays the same. Cheap materials, psychological warfare, zero power required, and impossible to approach quietly. And in a real collapse scenario, quiet is currency. When I finished the test, I realized why people didn't believe it. It's too low tech, too basic. People want the cool gadgets. They want lasers and trip sensors and tactical armor. But survival has never been about fancy gear. It's about exploiting human instincts, using the environment, stacking small advantages until they become life-saving ones.